Hi, everybody. You have landed on a special Friday edition of Let's Talk News, and I am your host, Leticia Romero. And boy, oh boy, was there a bromance going on in the White House today. Boy, President Trump and Mayor-elect Mamdani, they were just too spectacular together. Did everybody see it? Do you have comments? I mean, what do you think? It's just I'm sure that Mamdani left with a little piece of Trump's heart. Um, and I think it's hysterical. Absolutely amazing that Trump will meet with anybody and negotiate with anybody. Um, I wish I was a fly on the wall. You know, I think I've got it. I think I've got what happened. So Mamdani, he's kind of like Clinton. He's got that je ne sais quoi, right? He's just got that. People are attracted to him. He's got that clean cut look, little edgy. There's just something about him, and I he's kind of like Eddie Haskell, right? Damn well he is going to uh, tell you exactly what you want to hear, but he's going to go back and change his tune no matter who his audience is. So I'm sure that the conversation had a lot to do about development and building. And Trump's a builder. And his father started with affordable housing. So that's where the Trumps made their fortune. So I'm sure a lot of it spoke about affordable housing and some ideas. And I'm sure Trump wants to get in on that. At one point in the press conference, Trump said that he had wanted to be mayor of New York City, and that was kind of always his dream job. And I thought that was interesting that the president of the United States was saying that the job of mayor of New York City was more interesting to him. Hello, Kevin Young. Good to have you. Hello, Andrew Dorman. Good to have you. Hi, Tony. Good to have you. I think we're doing this edition either for you or for Maisie. I think maybe it was Maisie. I can't remember. Yes, I saw. I always think that Trump is 4 steps ahead, so I'm hoping he played the visit right with the commie. I think so. I wasn't sure if you'd be here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, and I'm having fun. I think Trump was good with agreeing and good with not agreeing and setting his standard on what he will not agree with and his Trump style. It's true. I was thinking he might run for mayor in 2028. He might. He just might. I thought that was interesting. Hello, Maisie. This special edition is owing to Maisie, I think. I do not trust him. I said the same thing. He will come back and change his tune. Yeah, he will. But, you got to remember something. He needs the money. He needs the federal money from Trump. So he's going to have to play along. And I think that what attracts Trump is, like I said, the Trump family made their fortune on affordable housing. So they know he knows a thing or two about it. And Mamdani will do anything to move, his agenda forward, which we know is a socialist agenda. But if there's a way to meet in the middle somewhere, last night we talked a little bit about FDR, and perhaps there is a middle ground that's not socialist and not, it's still capitalist, but in a different way. Trump can extract a lot from Mamdani too, because remember, Trump loves New York City. I mean, he's a New Yorker, and he wants to be able to go back and feel comfortable there. And I loved that he is talking to the young people who voted for him and then voted for Mamdani. So talking about affordability is brilliant. It's just brilliant. Let's see. Let's see where we are. At least he said he was holding on 35,000 police officers. Millions of people heard it. So he can't undo that. No, he won't. He won't undo it. He's realizing, there's campaign promises, and then there's the reality of once you have the job. And he's not stupid enough to try and fuck things up all at one time. He wants to leave a legacy. Trump is the Trump card, and New York City is his town. You're right about that. So, all right. So here's a couple of clips. Let's start the show. show with the bromance, okay?
But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am. I will say there's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything, and we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciated the meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president, I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Okay, so yeah, that was a kind of sweet bromance, and it went on for a little while. There were multiple compliments back and forth, and but I thought that the fun stuff happened and occurred when the press tried to put both Trump and Mamdani on the spot, and I've got a couple of clips for that. Let's see. And if Trump starts talking nicely about Mamdani and they get along, the Dems will flip their lids. Well, that's exactly what's happening. And you know that. I mean, already they're going nuts. They're going absolutely nuts about this. I think Trump loves the meeting because he pissed off Zohran's people being all buddy-buddy. Oh, he 100% did. And this next clip will just put it all together for all of us. I don't know, but Mamdani sounded a little anxious. Oh, yeah, he was scared shit. He was scared. He was wondering how the hell he got there, what the fuck it was going on, how he is now standing in the White House. Not to say that he doesn't. He wants to be there in that seat. That's his goal, and that's the goal of the Socialist Democrats. To, make no mistake about it. So, but remember, he's not. He's only a citizen for 6 years now, or maybe a little longer. He's an assemblyman for 6 years, and he's a citizen for only just a little longer than that. So, yeah, he's anxious because he's recognizing that this is all falling on him now. He's got a large weight to carry on his shoulders. It was smart of him to talk about development because that's Trump's language. Actually, I think Trump set the tone, but I think that's why they came together, about development, about affordable housing, because Trump does believe in that, but he doesn't believe in projects. And if it's going to get done, he wants it to get done right. And since there's that Obama mandate to put affordable housing in white neighborhoods, I think Trump is very interested in fixing that so that everybody, that people are spread around. They're not all congregated in one spot, because that's no good for anybody. The projects were the worst thing that could happen to low-income people because they have no opportunity to get out. Mamdani will need to separate himself from AOC. Oh, I don't know. AOC may come along. I mean, it's going to be interesting. It really is. Hello, Mick 40. Good to have you. Especially the fascist comment when Trump told him, "Don't worry about it," and patted him on the arm. Okay, we're going to show you that clip right now. The first question is about Mamdani calling Trump a despot. Okay, and then the second one is the fascist comment. It's all in one clip, but I didn't get the beginning.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. But maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
He started to give the whole explanation, and Trump's like, just don't worry about it. You want to call me a fascist? See, the problem is that tomorrow all the left-leaning media is going to say Trump admits he's a fascist. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to run with it, and people are going to see how stupid it is that they're doing that. Why did they get so dark in here? Let's see. They became cities and cultures of their own. Yes, the projects, and it's terrible. Down here, the projects look like garden apartments and are blended in, and that's how it's supposed to be. 80-20 was the best thing that they ever did. It was the smartest thing that they ever did. It was the most humane thing that they ever did. And, it's one thing to help people, get up on their feet. It's another thing to create a way of life where they can never get out, and that's the problem. So Trump must have said yes to affordable housing and cost of living, but not the Mamdani way, but Trump's way. So he said, yes, he will help them on both pounds, but don't count on it being communism. Exactly. That's the whole thing, is that he sees a way to change the socialist Democrats' minds. And he sees a way to make this work, but really make it work. So he's going to get his hands in there. We just don't deserve Trump. I think we do. I don't know about others, but I think we do. I think that, listen, half the time I walk around with my heart in my throat, like, because I'm a media person, right? And I'm a spin doctor. And when he just said, that's okay, it's okay. Call me a fascist if you want. That's going to hit the airwaves. I guarantee you. If I am wrong, I will buy everybody a cup of coffee that's watching. That is going to hit the mainstream media, and Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and, those idiots are going to say he admitted he's a fascist. You can be sure Crockett's going to say it. I thought the same thing, Letitia, that they'll say he admitted it. That's exactly what they're going to do. 100%. What about all New York City women that he wants to wear the hijab? I don't know that is a thing. I know that they're going to want Sharia law, but if Trump is involved in New York City, he's going to undermine every freaking thing the Socialist Democrat wants to do. Hello, Professor. How are you? We finally have someone we deserve as true Americans. We finally have somebody who has taken the shroud off of our government and that doesn't treat us like children. You know what I mean? He doesn't treat us with kid gloves. He gives us all the information, and the news resents it because now they're so lazy that they don't have to dig anymore. It's a blessing and a curse, because when you have that much access to somebody, then you don't have to do those exposés and things like that. That's why I said yesterday that Trump should not give them all so much access. Meanwhile, we see it as him dismissing ridiculous rhetoric. Yes, the fascist comment. But and of course that's what it is. Everybody sees that. But the idiots think that people are idiots, and they will just say whatever they have to say, as I'm going to show you in a minute with now, the lunatics who are playing, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Well, they got smacked by Trump, and now it's like, I didn't touch him. Why did he do that? I mean, just I can't with Slotkin. Who was that nice lady that came on the other day? And when she said Slotkin stinks, I did not put it together. I don't know why I didn't put it. Well, probably because I have this cold. But Slotkin really stinks. She's a fucking CIA spy. I hate spies. And she's the one that dreamed this all up and is making a mess out of it. Texas has Sharia law. Abbott was talking about it in outrage. Yeah, he's stopping it. Trump is a regular guy, businessman, man of the people. He sure is. Hey, John, how are you? Where does Texas have Sharia law? They just adopted a bill that Sharia law cannot be adopted because it is not American law. No political correctness. That's true. Sadly, people are idiots. Some people are, and some people are not. But all right, let's just a reminder to anybody that didn't see it. Remember what Slotkin did. her and her 5 buddies telling the military that they didn't have to obey illegal orders.
I'm Senator Elissa Slotkin, former CIA officer.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community. We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Okay, I was trying to look for Trump's response, which we had up here yesterday. Maybe do I still have it in here, or did I get rid of it? Let's see. I did. I got rid of it. Well, so they're telling the military to refuse illegal orders. And as you recall, I had it up here yesterday. Don't have it now. I will look for it if it's necessary. But Trump said that this is terrible. It's seditious, and they should all be arrested. And then his next tweet was, sedition is punishable by death. And so he put that up on his Truth Social, and all of a sudden, everybody lost their freaking mind. Oh, I know. Hold on a second. Here it is. Let's just hold on a second. Where did I put it? Yeah, here, and it was yesterday, right? So it would be here. Here it is. It's coming your way, so you could all see it, so that it's part of the show. Okay. And then after he put this up, hold on. After he put this up, okay, this is really bad and and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up. President Donald J. Trump. And then above that, seditious behavior punishable by death. Okay, so that's what he said. And now this is Slotkin. Where is she? Crying about the whole situation.
I'm Senator Elissa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, former CIA officer. Earlier today, President Trump threatened myself and a number of other service and veteran lawmakers with arrest, trial, and death because he didn't agree with a video we put out this week. This really isn't about those of us who made the video. This is about who we are as Americans and how we're going to engage with people who we disagree with. I would hope that people of all backgrounds, Democrat, Republican, Independent, would agree that threatening death for people you disagree with is beyond the pale of who we are as Americans. I love this country. It has given me everything. And I refuse to believe that this is the new normal. I refuse to believe that we're going to use fear and intimidation against people we disagree with. And I'm not going to be forced away from speaking up on behalf of my country. I swore an oath to the Constitution many times, most recently less than a year ago as a senator. To the Constitution, not to any one man, not to any one president. And I abide by that oath. For me, I believe in the power of this country and that we are better than our current politics represent. And I refuse to be intimidated out of defending the country I love.
So let's go over that for a minute. She swore an oath. Oh my God, my hair. She swore an oath to the Constitution. Oh my God, what did I do? Wait, hold on a second. She swore an oath to the Constitution. So did President Trump. Okay, so that's that. That's the first. Secondly, a video. She just posted a video, and the president is calling for her death. No, you didn't post a video, dear. You called for troops to disobey the commander-in-chief. That's called sedition, okay? Also, you swore an oath to the Constitution to protect America. Well, you and your 5 idiots went out there with that video, and you told all of our enemies that some of our military is not going to accept the orders of the president. That's what you did, Slotkin. That's what you did, Kelly. That's what all of you did. You emboldened our enemies against us. Don't fucking tell me that you just put out a video. No. You put out a seditious piece of propaganda telling our enemies that our Congress members who served in the military are willing to tell our current members of the military to not follow orders. If that's not dangerous, then what is? Then what do you consider dangerous? How was that protecting America and the Constitution? Okay, my rant is over. I'm going to let you talk now because it's too much. Hello, Amalacarda. Idiots, all five. Absolutely. Not only idiots, seditious, traitorous idiots. She's saying now that death threats are up, against her because of Trump. No, because you put out a fucking video telling military not to follow the orders of the commander in chief. You're undermining the Constitution, Slotkin, slut bitch. Did I say that? Oh, these people in this NV ad should be arrested. Yeah, absolutely, that they should be. We did not vote for that scum, Kelly. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad because I don't understand how they could say that they swore an oath to the Constitution and then they can go publicly on a viral video and tell our enemies, don't worry, we're going to make sure that at least some of the military don't follow Trump's orders. They are so sick. The TDS is so bad that they don't care how they undermine America. They just don't care. Yeah, I got you, Kevin. I'm sorry. Hi, Amal. Amal. Oh, I'm sorry, Amal. Welcome to. I don't think that you've tuned in before, so great to have you. Hello, Ms. Martine. Good to have you. I love when people say hello to each other. I have the best audience ever. Yeah, well, she is a spook. She's a goddamn spook is right. Traitors. There's no other word for them. It's called enforcing the law. Letitia, my friend Amal joins us from Arizona. Please welcome her. I did. I'm sorry. I'm just getting to this now, but I'm so happy to have you. And thank you, Debbie, for bringing more people. She's promoting treason. Hello, Trump is the commander in chief. The military obeys him. Yeah. Hi, Lee Wandowski. Democrats are traitors. I don't know about all, but Jesus, it's starting to look like that, Lee, isn't it? It's just, they don't want America. At least the ones in Congress are, for the majority, are showing that they really don't want America to succeed. They want America on its knees. I'm wondering how much they're getting paid by the Chinese, by Iran, by others. Oh, I'm going to show you a video. You're going to blow your mind. Hello, Susan Derema. It's crazy. Oh my God, they are disgraceful to America. Disgusting. Hi, Christina Fernandez. Question. I'm not sure what you're questioning. You just got to help me out a little bit. We were talking about the video. First we talked earlier in the show, we talked about the romance between Mamdani and Trump. And then we just talked about the video, the seditious video that Slotkin and Kelly and others put out telling troops that they don't have to follow Trump's orders. And now they're all crying that Trump reminded them that sedition is punishable by death. And now they're just claiming it was a video, but they said they took an oath to the Constitution. But meanwhile, they're helping undermine our country because they're telling our enemies, oh, don't worry. Half the military we're telling them not to follow orders. The response is there is no issue if all orders are lawful, and that we are saying that the military should obey unlawful orders if they come up from Trump. They always do things like that to twist the reality. The military is always reminded, especially in battle, that they do not have to follow unlawful orders. They don't need these six in a viral video telling people that. I mean, to say I swore an oath to the Constitution, so did Trump twice. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He swore that same oath. The difference is that he is really protecting the Constitution. You bitch, all of you, 5, 6 of you idiots and the rest of these crazy Democrats in Congress, you are undermining the Constitution. So you broke your word, not him. Unreal how they get away with this shit. Yeah, well, they're not going to, because you know what? If she's getting death threats, it's not because of Trump. It's because people saw her video, her viral video. That's all it took. And you don't have to be a Trumper to want to put her in her place. Death threats are never right, but she brought it on herself. How stupid. We know 98 in Congress are socialists. Yes, we do. So yes, I know it's coming. I know it's coming, Professor. I know. Do those guys have connections to the cartels running the boat shot down? Some of them must. Listen, how do you go into Congress and what is the salary? 157 or almost 200,000, whatever the number is. It's not $1 million a year. How do you go in as a bartender, as a all these regular people, and raise all this money, go into Congress, have no money behind you, and then wind up like Nancy Pelosi with what was her last count? $400 million net worth. How's that happen? It's not just stock market. How's it happen? Was the other country allows its people to go against itself? Yeah, no other. 174. Thank you, Colleen. I love that you guys are so quick on the Google. Explain that, Lucy. Yeah. It's unexplainable, Lucy. Did Trump and Mamdani talk about the out of control crime in New York City? They did. And Trump told them that he's sending ICE in, and Mamdani agreed that, especially for those that have records of violence. Yeah, I mean, it was. Let me tell you something. Mamdani left with a big heart. Like I said before, Trump. It was a bureaucracy running the government, and they just stuck Joe Biden up there because he didn't know what the heck was going on. And they continued with this flush and everything else to destroy the country. And now we have a real president again for the second time. But now he knows a thing or two. They have no idea what the Constitution stands for. They don't. They absolutely don't. All right. So look at what the guy who would have been vice president if Kamala Harris had won. Look at what has happened and that he has been a party to. And Ilhan Omar has been a party to in Minnesota. This one, I can't even watch.
Yesterday, 5 investigators revealed 85 autism centers in Minnesota are now under investigation.
Tonight, investigative reporter Ryan Raish is back with how suspected fraudsters are targeting millions of your hard-earned tax dollars.
Take a look at this graph showing the explosion in this program. This is the amount of money the state has paid in Medicaid claims to autism treatment providers using your tax dollars. You can see in 2017, not that much, just more than $1 million. But you see the gradual growth here. In 2021, more than $80 million. But look at last year, more than $220 million paid out in claims, with a grand total of just shy of $700 million. This is what state investigators are now looking at, these soaring costs, and questioning how many providers are doing real work.
It makes me sad for the families.
Dr. Eric Larson has dedicated his life to helping families with autism, running LaVos Institute Midwest here in Minneapolis. He even helped the state stand up its autism program a decade ago.
The only reason we're delivering the services is because families worked so hard over the past 30 years to develop this program.
But now that program is in the crosshairs of state investigators. As 5 Investigates first reported, 1 in 5 autism centers in the state is now under an investigation after a new crackdown on fraud.
How do you explain that
big of a number of open investigations.
Yeah, there was such a high need for autism services in Minnesota when the state began offering it that it's an unlicensed service. So there aren't the same structures in place.
DHS says it stepped up enforcement late last year, around the time the feds raided these two clinics suspected of billing the state more than $20 million for services never provided.
I was never thinking somebody is going to submit fake bills.
Larson says he only started to get suspicious last year when he and his staff tried calling providers in the state directory. He couldn't reach at least 100 of them.
No apparent email address, no website, nobody answering the phone.
Red flag, you think?
Well, they're certainly not trying to deliver services.
Do we have an idea of how many of those are not even real?
We are visiting every single one.
Is this now, for some providers, the first time that they've ever had a site visit?
I can't speak to whether it's the first time some providers have had a site visit. What I do know is that we, since we designated them high risk, we're doing more site visits.
And that high-risk label means providers will face a more rigorous screening process. It's one of the new oversight measures in place moving forward. That's in addition to enhanced background checks and finally a new licensing system similar to daycares, which again, that doesn't exist right now in the autism program. So I think by 2027, they're supposed to propose and roll out this new system to license autism centers.
Again, who's watching the taxpayer dollars?
Nobody. And guess what? A bulk of that money went to Somalia and went to pirates and went to the Somalian, what do they call it? Oh, God, I forgot the name. Not Hezbollah, but something like that. So us idiots under Joe Biden gave Somalia money through these freaking fake not-for-profits. And not Somalia like the country. Somalia, the thieves, the mafia of Somalia. Okay? I was happy to see our president in action. Love him. Yeah, me too. Mamdani said he would stand up to Trump, but Trump turned it around by being so accommodating. You're right. I mean, it's hard to stand up to somebody that's going, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Build with no services rendered. She got the money. Yes, absolutely. Self-directed services have increased spending on autism and very hard to regulate and audit. That is kind of the same as what happened in New York, right? When they had to self-certify the work, all of a sudden things started getting shoddy, and then we had a building fall down a hill. As long as nobody's watching, there's always going to be a crook. Always. Yes. Oh my God is right. Oh my God, what the fuck? Yeah. And like I said, the worst part is that the money was sent back to Somalia, and it was sent to the wicked people there of Somalia. We know that Somalia is a corrupt country, and Ilhan Omar's office was advocating for a lot of these centers, and Walsh was knew about it. And the thing is that nobody questioned it going from 3 million to 300 million over the course of a couple of years, because you're not allowed to question the Somali community in Minneapolis, because if you do, they won't vote for you. So this is, organized crime at its worst. This is, we saw shit like this in the 50s with, Italians and things like that. The Russians, the Chinese, it's still going on. But I mean, these people are taking it out of the country to use against us. I don't know how people sleep at night. You mean the crooks? Well, the people who it's on us. It's on us because we never questioned it before. Now we're questioning everything thanks to Trump. Have you seen the unrest in Dearborn, Michigan? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Send her there. Who's the her? Because Ilhan Omar, that's her community, and she has been on record. We've seen her where the former president of Somalia, she told the people that she was elected to take care of Somalia, not to take care of America, to take care of Somalia. If you want to see the track America is headed on, look at the UK, where Sharia law reigns, where the British they don't even have a heritage anymore. They don't even know who they are anymore. This was all done very meticulously, very meticulously. These people are so evil. Yeah. Ilhan Amal Ilhan. She was the one who, she's the one that continues to push for the funding. I can see Mamdani possibly get transit fares lowered if he wants things. I know you cut off there, Kev. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're going to work it out, but I just know Trump well enough to know he's going to use Mamdani as an example. Saying he's going to work with, mark my words, we know Omar is a traitor to America, 100%. And so does Rashida Tlaib. And there's so many more, including AOC. I mean, look, they put out a casting call for these characters, and they all showed up to the casting call. And that's how they got elected. And when I say they, the name of the group is not the Democrat Socialists of America, but it's another group. It's kind of an offshoot. And they found all these socialists, and voila, here we go. Problems with the phone. Okay, gotcha. She's a piece of shit. Yeah. So here's my prediction. President Trump, if you're watching, tell me if I've got it right, or maybe I shouldn't tell everybody. What he's going to do is he's going to shower Mamdani with everything that he needs. But Mamdani's got to let him do it his way. Right? So he's going to say, you want money for housing? I'll give you money for housing. You want money for transit and roads? I'll give it. But here's what we got to do. We got to do X, Y, and Z. And those trains, you want those trains safe? I need to have, military in there. I need to have National Guard in there, making sure that people are safe just for a couple months, just like we did in Washington, D.C. I'm going to put you together with the mayor of D.C., and you're going to talk to Mariel, and she's going to tell you what a great job we did. And then you're going to talk to this one and that one and the other one, and you're going to see. And I'm going to help you out. Give me 6 months, and you're going to have a safe New York City. And you're going to take all the credit, my friend. And then what he's going to do is he's going to use that to, talk to the other mayors of the other big cities and to shut them all the fuck up. And you're going to see money go into these big cities in the same amount that they've been, but only if they're used the way Trump's going to put conditions on the way the money flows. Why the hell not, right? Why not? If you're going to send money, make sure that it goes right. It's no more sending good money after bad. He is going to put conditions, and they can't say no because they can't get anything done without him. So that's my idea here. Mamdani went out smiling, but will eventually scratch his head because it's going to be done Trump's way. Exactly. The squad. Yeah, the whole squad. Mamdani fell into the president's trap. Bob, 1 billion%. 1 billion%. This is how this is going to go down. And watch. And then you're going to see the mayor of LA, and you're going to see the mayor of Philadelphia, and you're going to see all of these mayors because, the DC mayor, she's got it good. He helped her out really, really well. And the people in DC are happy. So, he knows what he's doing. I said the same thing. Yes. We will do it. But my Trumponomics. Yeah, you're right. Trump wants to get rid of congestion pricing. Yeah. They may find a common ground on that. I don't know. I've got to tell you the honest to God's truth. I don't know that congestion pricing is a bad idea. Because the truth is, in my opinion, all the tolls should come off the bridges, except the only places tolled should be the tunnels and bridges going into Manhattan. Why? Because you never have to leave Manhattan to get anything that you need. Now, for trucks and deliveries like that, you should make it free for them to deliver food and everything else to Manhattan, as long as it's between these hours, and that way that they'll make sure that they get it between those hours. Okay, everybody else, you want to drive into Manhattan, you're going to have to pay for it. So it will stop the congestion in Manhattan. It will keep Manhattan going, and it will allow for development outside of Manhattan to the 5 boroughs. That was always my idea, but I'm not anybody in New York City anymore, so it doesn't matter. Brilliant theory. Yeah, thank you. Trump is smart. Trump is super smart. Okay, well, I'm glad you like it. It has not made traffic any better. No, it hasn't, because here's the thing. They're thinking it's the price of business. The problem with New York and Manhattan is that it needs smart light technology. Bloomberg did it on a stretch around the upper West Side, and it works brilliantly. Smart light technology is really important. We need to get rid of those bus lanes. We need to put it this way: the buses should have the main roads, right? The buses and the bikes and the scooters should have the main thoroughfare, and also trucks, because that's delivering stuff for goods and services. Cars, private cars should not. They should have a different lane to travel in, probably. But I'm no transit expert, but I am a little bit of an expert in, if they did smart light technology, traffic would really, really move. Manhattan was never made to have this many cars, and there's no need for all those cars. Maybe, up in Harlem, those areas, but the traffic isn't that bad in Harlem. But around Empire State Building, around, lower Manhattan, in those narrow streets that have been around since the 1500s, you can't have all those cars. You've got to make a different system. Maybe a trolley. I don't know. But yeah, their preference should be given to public transportation. Did you know MTD just resigned? Oh, good. She should. I didn't know she did, but I figured it was going to come along. Why? Because, Trump is having a better day with Mamdani than he was with her. She handled herself very poorly, and she knows there's no way that she can continue. Mamdani must allow people envy to, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not surprised, because really the love fest between Trump and Mamdani was better. See, here's the problem. We all complain about how volatile politics is, and that people are taking sides, and and nobody's talking anymore. But she was one of those. She was one of those that refused to negotiate, and now she wound up throwing her lot in. And she was a useful idiot for the Democrats. They used her. And she got caught up in the web. And I said that before. She wasn't wrong with her feelings, but you have to have some nuance. If you're going to be in DC, you have to have nuance. And she fell in when she was in with Ro Khanna. That was it. I said it then, that she had to go. There was no way that she could stay. She's a woman with no island. The Republicans don't want her. The Democrats don't want her. The president doesn't want her. What are you going to do? She can't bring anything home. She's sanctioned still from before. So, rest in peace, MTG. But Washington's about negotiation. And Trump today showed exactly how to negotiate, the art of the deal. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people in DC that don't understand it. Schumer, Bernie Sanders, none of them are sitting with Trump. Trump is going to turn this all back on top of the Democrats. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, sorry. Mamdani needs to allow people to have their freedom of religion. He can't take that away. It's under, that's what we were founded on, this country. He can't take away people's religion. He can, assist the Muslims in building more mosques and things like that. There are certain things he can do, certain things he can't do, but he's going to have to pick the hill to die on. And I think he would rather get some things done than not. Because, it's very easy to turn off that faucet. Nicole Malliotakis is the only Republican in all of New York City, congressperson. There's no Democrat, there's no Republican state senator. So who would be interested in giving New York City money right now for the next year and a half, at least in the next budget? Nobody. So Mamdani's going to have to kiss Trump's ass for at least next year. And then he may have to kiss it for 3 more years if we remain with the Republican Congress. Nuance, finesse, you've got to figure out how to do it. Never liked her much. Neither have I. Not because I don't like her positions on things, but I don't think that she's the brightest bulb that burns, and I know she doesn't understand negotiation. Unfortunately, she didn't handle what's going on and went against her own party and handled it poorly. It's true. I mean, that's like these assholes telling the soldiers that they don't have to follow orders, right? Because Trump may give them an illegal order. Not that they ever said, this order is illegal, you do not have to follow it, because there was no order that was illegal. This was innuendo, right? This is like being in a jury and the prosecutor says, this person is guilty of X, Y, Z. And then they say, oh, strike that from the record. You can't unhear that. And there are lawyers who do that kind of shit because they know that you can't unhear that. And even though the judge tells you you're not allowed to consider that when making up your mind, it doesn't matter. It's in your head. Well, that's what the 6 did. But that was a dangerous game that they were playing because it's not just semantics. It is our country. It's undermining our country and our military. And it's telling our enemies that, members of Congress think that the president is an illegitimate or a commander-in-chief that are giving illegal orders. They just confused half the military. I mean, listen, think about who goes into the military. It's not usually the people that graduate college and go into the military. The majority of the military are kids that got in trouble in school, that are doing poorly in school, kids from low-income households, kids who, but most importantly, kids who are doing poorly in school. That's most of our military. So now they hear 6 members of Congress telling them that they don't have to follow unlawful orders. And now they've been told already that if you don't follow orders, then you can be, tried for treason, or you can, if you're a deserter, you could be hanged. I mean, court-martials, all this stuff. You're a person who does not have a high IQ or has not been exposed to education and maybe logical thought. You're going to panic over this. And they knew exactly what they were doing, because that's the majority of our military. And that's Marjorie Taylor Greene, with all respect to her, I think that she's full of heart, but she's not full of brains. And maybe because she wasn't exposed to it. She ran a construction company, but she wasn't a billionaire like Donald Trump, right? She didn't run the same kind of construction company. Maybe she wasn't exposed in that type of negotiation. Georgia, in the area of Georgia where she is a representative, it's still a lot of good old boy stuff, handshake deals. Maybe she wasn't ready for Washington. MTG had no game, and you need to know how to play in politics or you lose. Perfect. Absolutely. All bullshit lies. Yeah, absolutely. Return rectum Kevin. You can say assholes on this show. I think it's called treason. I know it's called treason. Hi, Scott. No what? Help me. No to. You got to help me and tell me what you're saying no to. They should definitely be held accountable. They should. All right. Well, we went way over, but then again, we're in a night that it's not a normal night. It's a special edition. It's a special edition, and we, I guess, you guys broke the news, right? That Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned her post, which means there'll be a special election, which means that the governor gets to call the special election, which means that likely we're going to have a Republican take it over, I hope. But that means that we have to work hard. And if you're near Tennessee, I believe that there is there's an election on December 2nd. And it's that crazy blonde girl who says she hates Tennessee, running against a Republican, and it's for a Republican seat. I think I might hop over to Tennessee and do some door knocking. Colin, we could lose a seat, so I'm going to do some door knocking. I'm going to investigate how to do it and who to contact. I'm sure they could use as many of us as possible, but yeah, take a look at Tennessee, special election, December 2nd. If you live in Tennessee and you are a Republican who wants to make sure that Donald Trump gets all the help he needs, you gotta, get some money out and get out and vote, and tell every single person that you know to get out and vote. I'm going to do a little bit of research, get all the links together. I will put them up on my page, and we'll talk about it more on Sunday, unless something else happens tomorrow, and maybe I'll be back tomorrow. But I don't think so, because I think I have to go out to dinner and there will be drinking involved. Okay, I love you all. Thank you for joining me for this Friday edition. Lots of stuff going on. All right, just remember, you don't have to hate your enemies. You just have to know how to have a little joie de vivre.